Why are you stealing?
Um, Money for my son.
No, your son doesn't wear cologne. Does your son wear cologne?
No, yeah.
How old is your son?
7 years old.
He's 7 years old. He's not wearing Versace cologne. So why are you stealing?
I was selling the stuff for money. It was stupid.
So why not just get a job? I always say there are no jobs available. They are, but there are just some jobs that people think are too good for them.
Enjoy the video. Hit the like button.
State of Texas versus Elliott Vela. State, any more evidence you wish to present?
Yes, Your Honor. We'd like to supplement State's Exhibit 1 with that additional police report, Your Honor.
No objection.
All right. I know previously the previous judge stated there was sufficient evidence to find you guilty. And after reading State's Exhibits 1 and attachments with the supplement, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication, and the court has accepted into evidence without objection the supplemental to the stipulations. Is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, we have plea bargain for deferred adjudication. He is responsible.
Everyone, please whisper. If you cannot whisper, then you cannot talk while we're on the record.
He's responsible for a young son, and he wants to turn his life around. So I asked the court to give him this one last chance. 6 years of deferred adjudication.
All right, so here's my question for you. Why are you stealing?
Money for my son.
No, your son doesn't wear cologne. Does your son wear cologne?
No, yeah.
How old is your son?
7 years old.
He's 7 years old. He's not wearing Versace cologne. So why are you stealing?
I was selling the stuff for money. It was stupid.
So why not just get a job? People always say there are no jobs available. They are, but there are just some jobs that people think are too good for them. Like nobody, I always pass by, I see job applications for Bill Miller's, McDonald's, and McDonald's, I think they're paying $20 an hour. I know some people say, well, I'm not flipping burgers for $20 an hour. But you know what? Guess what? In order for this society and any society to run well, everybody has to be able to do something.
Yes, yeah.
You need some people to bring in the crops. I think people are learning that. You need somebody to be maintenance. You need somebody to clean up. You need somebody to change the bedding at the hotels. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
But sometimes people think they're too good for that. So why do you think you're too good to work?
No, I don't. I was working at Toyota. I don't know. I don't know what happened, honestly.
No, yeah, you do know what happened. If you were working at Toyota, why were you no longer working at Toyota?
Transportation.
No, because there's Via Bus. So why were you no longer working at Toyota?
Out in the country where I'm at, I'm in Poteet.
Mm-hmm.
Via doesn't go out there.
Mm-hmm. And nobody else in Poteet works at Toyota.
Not where I was at.
I find that very suspicious.
Well, I'm sure there's other people that work there, but I didn't know anybody that did at the time.
Yeah, I still don't understand that. If you have a great job, so you're telling me if I have a job and let's say my job pays $60 an hour and I'm working there, I have a child and I'm just going to say, well, I can't get to work anymore, so I'm just quitting. That doesn't make sense to me because you find a way to get to work. You either take an Uber, because I know Toyota pays well. You take an Uber to wherever the Via bus stop is, and then you take Via into your work. So that doesn't ring true to me. So again, why are you stealing? And you were stealing with other people. So all of you all got together and say, hey, neither one of us have a job and we need to support our children. So let's go to Nordstrom's rack and steal. I don't even understand going to Nordstrom's to steal. So we're back to why.
It was stupid. It was just to make money.
And how old are you?
28, 29.
So you're 28 years old and you're going to have a felony because you wanted to take some cologne.
It was a mistake.
No, it wasn't a mistake. You know what a mistake is? Let me tell you the definition of mistake. Let's say my mom didn't call me, but my mom calls me every day. So she would have called me and told me what the weather is. So let's say she calls me and she says, Stephanie, it's going to rain in San Antonio. Even though she doesn't live in this state, she always keeps her eye on the weather. And I'm like, okay. And then she calls me before I'm leaving. Don't forget your umbrella. I come to court. I have a black umbrella. I sit down next to somebody else who also has a black umbrella. I see people coming in, they're wet. I pick up the umbrella after I finish my business and I leave. And when I open up the umbrella, I don't see my initials. I took the wrong umbrella. That's a mistake. You made a choice. And let me give you an example of a choice. My mom doesn't call me and tell me it's not going to rain. It's looking cloudy, but I'm like, it's not going to rain. It's San Antonio. And if it does start raining, it'll stop fairly quickly. I come to court. I see people drenched because it's storming, raining. The person next to me has an umbrella. I don't have mine. I know it's raining. So you know what I do? I take their umbrella. That's not a mistake. I knew I didn't bring my umbrella, but hey, I don't want to get wet. You understand? So don't tell me you made a mistake. You made choices. Do you understand? Now, who do you live with?
My mother.
And who else?
My mother, her husband, my little sister.
All right. So you're not really taking care of your child. When's the last time you saw your child before being taken into custody?
Like a month prior.
All right. Does anybody have the October 9th? Was a PSI done on this?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
You got it?
I have it. Thank you. So they're asking for residential treatment. They say you have a alcohol problem, and it appears that you do.
No, man, the last time I drank was New Year's of last year. It's not a problem at all. And it's not even drinking. They get drunk. It was just on New Year's. That was the last time.
All right. Well, they're asking for you for residential treatment. I don't know why they're asking for residential treatment, because it says you started drinking alcohol at 23 and you do 2 to 3 liquor shots 2 times a year. That to me
2 times a year?
does not. Yeah, that's what it says. 2 times a year.
You know, the PSI was on when she asked me. I told her on New Year's and on Christmas.
All right. I think it's more than that, but you're saying you don't need inpatient treatment. We're going to start you out with outpatient treatment. Court is going to sentence you to 6 years deferred adjudication, intensive outpatient treatment with probation, 100 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to require parenting classes. Once he completes parenting classes, the 100 hours of community service will be deemed satisfied. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular UAs. Make sure they test for alcohol. You're not allowed to drink alcohol at all while you're on probation. Do you understand?
Sure.
There's to be no contact with Nordstrom's. And that includes Nordstrom's Rack, the regular Nordstrom's off Broadway. You're not to go there. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
There's to be no contact with Adam Trevino.
He's a security guard for North.
Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. And once he's
Except for his child?
No. Once he started doing parenting classes, then you can come back and I'll probably lift that. But he has a alcohol problem according to them, and he's going around, and this is not, according to the police report I read, this is not the only location where they've been committing thefts.
You understand? You can't
There's to be
blame the child.
field visits 1 time per month for 4 months. And then at probation's discretion. They would also probably ask for a theft course. Here's my theft course. Don't steal. Don't take what doesn't belong to you. Do you need a course for somebody to tell you that?
No, Your Honor.
All right. And we'll do the MRT. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Yes, 90 and 90 days. So you'll have to do sober meetings each day. You can do those online. You can do those in person. They're all over the state of Texas, and I'm sure there are some in Poteet. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there anything else, probation?
You have any questions?
All right. Is there anything that you need from the court to be successful?
No, I got it.
All right. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. We can go off the record. You need to be making your son proud of you.
Yes, Your
All
Honor.
right. So do better.
All right.
And this court, in order to be successful on probation, communication is key. If you feel like probation is not addressing something, you can always come back to the court. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck to you.
All right, thank you.
State versus Elliott Scott Vela. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? For the defense?
Gary Chirac.
And are you Mr. Vela?
Yes, Your Honor.
I do not have the original motion to revoke. All I have is the first amended.
Just a second, let me see. But you want to drive the court? Oh, okay. It's gonna go to Saturday. Oh, it's pictures, I'm sorry. Okay. All right. So we're gonna do drug court.
All right, Mr. Vela, did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision and First Amendment Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Elliott Scott Vela who was placed on deferred adjudication for the offense of robbery on 2023 CR 7388 for the offense of robbery on November 13th, 2023 for a term of 6 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
In Bear County, Texas, the defendant Elliott Scott Vela did then and there fail to report the supervision officer as directed for the months of May and June of 2024 in violation of condition number.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, Your Honor.
State waives the remaining violation allegations, Your Honor.
No objection.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Judge. He's agreed to go to Saturday.
All right, so how long has he been missing or not reporting? From what year?
The year last year.
I'm sorry?
2024.
He does have a drug issue and he's relayed to me that he does want help.
So you've been missing May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. That's 8 months.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you want to raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Elliott Vela.
All right, so you've been missing for close to 8 months. Did you ever call probation?
In the beginning I did, and then I stopped because I figured I had a warrant. I got a letter in the mail for Atascosa County that had a warrant, so that's why I stopped recording.
So why did you never reach out to probation and tell them you need help?
I really wasn't thinking. I was, like I said, I had a drug problem. I was just out there.
I mean, but here's the thing, having a drug problem doesn't excuse you for your responsibilities. So I'm trying to make a decision on whether or not to revoke you and send you to prison or whether or not to send you to treatment. And you're just saying, well, you know, I had a drug problem. You need to tell me something more. What have you been doing with your life?
Honestly, not much. I mean, I've been on heavy drugs for 15 years now.
I'm sorry, what?
I've been on heavy drugs for like 15 years now, so I mean, it's just been a revolving door, you know? And
Did
I've
you
never
even
had a
do any of
program.
your parenting classes?
Yeah, I completed, that was the first thing I did. And that waived my community service right off the rip. when
All
I
right,
did that.
probation. Did he complete his parenting classes?
I don't have, he completed any of his community service hours.
On
Well, with the parenting classes, the court said that the community service hours would be deemed satisfied upon completion. All right. Did you do your sober support meetings?
yes, I was doing those. My PO had a copy of the first few months I was out. Yeah, I did those weekly. She had me doing weekly, but I was doing those.
Did you have employment?
No, not yet, man.
Well, not yet. You've been on probation since 2023. Did you ever have employment since 2023?
I'm just with my mom's boyfriend, her husband.
All right, see, and how's he paying you in cash?
Yeah, so yeah.
I don't do the cash and carry employment here. You understand? All right, probation. What are you all recommending?
Judge, the recommendation on the court summary is for status, all about aftercare. We do need to, tap quality in custody and then for him remaining in custody for the status. I did speak with Mr. Bella briefly, and he did indicate that he has been a long-term drug user. And I would also recommend a felony drug court referral.
All right. So I'm going to give you a choice. You know yourself better than probation knows you, better than your attorney knows you, better than I know you. But these choices come with honesty to yourself. My grandmother would always say, you can be dishonest with other people if that's the way you choose your life, but don't ever be dishonest with yourself. At this point, right now, you cannot successfully complete this probation. You have other things that are going on. So if you would like, I will revoke you. I will sentence you to 3 years, or what's going to end up happening, you're going to remain in custody. They're going to do a TAP evaluation. And I'm going to order felony drug court referral. You're going to remain in custody for that. If felony drug court does not accept you, you are going to be in someone's inpatient treatment. So those are your two choices: 3 years in prison or treatment. Which do you prefer?
And with the 3 years, would I get back time for the time
You see, you receive credit for any time. Legally, I have to give you credit for any time you've been in custody.
and I would discharge my.
No, here's the thing. I don't do this thing where I'm talking to you about what parole is going to do.
Yes.
I can just tell you what the parole law says, but whether or not you're released or not, that's strictly on parole. We can go off the record. Here's the thing. There are certain things that you can listen to inmates about, and it will be true. 1, how much time people are actually doing at the prison. An inmate, if they tell you how much time people are actually doing at the prison, usually that's true. 2, when everybody is catching chain, that's usually true. When they're trying to give you legal advice, usually not true. All right, we can go back on the record. What do you prefer?
I'll take the program.
The program, when you say program, what do you mean? Well,
Drug court referral.
it's going to be drug court referral or whatever placement they recommend. Probation has said SATF in this, but if the recommendation is SAFE, that's where you're going. And SAFE is 9 months.
I'll take TC.
He prefers TDC. Thank you for your honesty. It's going to be 3 years prison. Give you credit for any time served. And I'm sorry, are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes.
All right, 3 years in the prison. Give you credit for any time served. There's to be no contact with Nordstrom. And there's also no contact with Adam Trevino. And I'll ask for the therapeutic community. All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal? Oh, and I'm sorry, the court is finding you guilty and the court is going to revoke. and I know you understand what I meant, but it has to be on the record. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yeah. In other words, you don't have,
This document.
Yeah,
All right. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
got the right to appeal, yes.
All right. Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, we can go off the record. Good luck to you. When you are released from prison, you need to take care of your drug habit. Otherwise, you may end up on the side of a street where somebody's trying to identify your body, and I will say, I remember him. So when you are released, if you can't find a place that will help you with your drug addictions, you can always come back to here. If I'm here, I'll pick up the phone, call somebody for you, okay? All right, good luck to you, okay?
All right, good luck.